happy. She won't stay in tune. This is Maple. Na 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 na.
Are you giving the opening announcement?
Na 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 na. It's very simple. You want to try it? Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Can we try that one more time together? Na 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 na. You sound so beautiful when you sing. Come on, bring it out. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. That sounded too good. Try that again. Come on, let's go. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. This will be a theme for the night. Na na na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I am Michael Schwartz, here tonight representing the Temple Board. It's a pleasure to see you all here at our Learner Shabbat service with special guest Leo Henkin as we Zoom and live stream from the sanctuary. Before we begin, I have some information to share. A reminder that you are part of our security team. We ask that you keep your eyes open. In case of emergency, please be aware that there are exits in all directions out of the sanctuary, including a door on the bima, which leads to the library. If you wear a hearing aid with a T-coil setting, you may access our hearing loop using your program. We do have headphones for those without the program. Large print prayer books and generic reading glasses are available as well. These are located on the table at the entrance to the sanctuary. We want to create a sacred space that will inspire prayer. Please silence or turn off your phones at this time, and we ask you to refrain from taking any pictures or videos during the service. A recording will be available afterward on our YouTube channel. For our folks on Zoom, please stay muted unless the clergy invite you to unmute and participate. We may be physically separated from one another, but we are all one community in prayer and celebration. As we move into the sacredness of Shabbat, let us hold in our thoughts and prayers all those struggling in Israel. Let our voices raised in song and prayer unite our broken hearts. We continue on page 331 in our prayer books to welcome in this day of rest.
We're going to begin with a very simple melody and a very simple concept. We're going to come back to this over and over again for a little bit. We're going to be right here together, singing the same melody over and over again. Why are we doing that? Tonight's theme is going to be centered on that repetition. So we're going to come right back to that repetition. The words are simple. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. That's so beautiful. Sing it out. Shabbat Shalom. it again. Let's sing it out. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Right below that Roman numeral 3 on 331. Shir HaMahalot B'shuv Adonai Et Shivat Zion Chayinu Kechomim. Shabbat Shalom. Sing it out. Come on. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Let's sing that together one more time. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, who cares? Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Yallai, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Yallai, 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 Kiva Moed, Kiva Moed, Kiva Moed, Kiva Moed. For the time has come, Shabbat has arrived. Kiva Moed, Kiva Moed. We're going to try this real quiet. Yallai, 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 a little more gas. We end where we began. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Leo.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi. We're so glad to be together tonight for this Learner's Shabbat service. After the raucous frivolity of Purim, when this sanctuary was packed to the gills, overflowing, tonight we will lean into a quieter, more contemplative prayer space. One of the many ways to pray is through meditation. So in that spirit, we may sing familiar tunes a little more slowly, and as we already learned, there may be more repetition to allow for deeper connection to the words, to the music, and to ourselves. Welcome home. I invite you to focus on your breath this evening, as well as the beating of your heart. And you are welcome to close your eyes at any time. Let the prayers wash over you or draw your attention closely to the meaning of the words. We will not recite all the prayers we usually do, but we will keep to the matbeah, the traditional arc of the Erev Shabbat service. We have anchored our service in certain core prayers, including Misha Berach and Mourner's Kaddish, which are critical touch points for many of us here. But tonight will feel different, so join me in noticing how that lands for you. As we embrace Shabbat, the day of rest, let us lean into prayer as meditation, allowing our minds to rest as well as our bodies. And to help us welcome in Shabbat with light, I invite Sherry Barsky up as we turn to page 2 for the blessing. Yes, you do, because then no one on Zoom will be able to hear you. Go for it.
I cannot tell you how the light comes. I know that it is more ancient than imagining, that it travels across an astounding expanse to reach us, that it loves searching out what is hidden, what is lost, what is forgotten, and in peril or in pain, that it has a fondness for the body, for finding its way toward flesh, for tracing the edges of form, for shining forth through the eyes, the hand, the heart. I cannot tell you how the light comes, but that it does, that it will, that it works its way into the deepest dark that enfolds you, though it may seem long ages in coming, or arrive in a shape you did not foresee. So may we, this day, turn ourselves toward it. May we lift our faces to find it. May we bend our bodies to follow the arc it makes. May we open and open more and open still to the blessed light that comes. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, l'halek ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We turn to page 14.
14, that bottom paragraph.
We are going to be focusing in on some very simple words. We have Or Zarua La Tzadik U'Yishrei Simcha. Or Zarua La Tzadik U'Yishrei Simcha. Yadalai Yadalai Big deep breath. Or Zarua La Tzadik ישרי לב שמחה, אור זרוע לצדיק, וישרי לב שמחה, אור זרוע לצדיק, וישרי לב שמחה, וישרי לב שמחה, אור זרוע לצדיק, וישרי לב שמחה, וישרי לב שמחה. Yai rai rai rai, 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 yai rai rai. We continue on page 20 as we welcome in Shabbat together. Yalalai lecha dodi, yalalai likat kala, yalalai p'nei Shabbat, p'nei Shabbat nekabe, yalalai lecha dodi, yalalai likat kala, yalalai p'nei Shabbat, p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, yishmi'anu el chamuchad, Adonai echad, Shmo echad, V'shem ol tiferet v'letfilah, Yalalai, yalalai lecha dodi, yalalai likrat kala, yalalai p'nei Shabbat, p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Continuing right along with Likrat Shabbat. Likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor ha'bracha, merosh mikerem nesucha, sof maaseh rat matchila, yalalai lecha dodi, yalalai likrat kala, yalalai p'nei Shabbat, p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Top of the next page, Hito Eli, Hitoreri, Hitoreri, Kiva oreh, Uni Uri, Uri Uri, Shidaveri, Kufod Adonai, Elayit Nikla, Yalalai, yalalai lecha dodi, yalalai likrat kala, yalalai p'nei Shabbat, p'nei Shabbat nekabela. As we welcome together Boi v'Shalom. Boi v'Shalom, al teret bala, gam besimcha, Sohola, Tochemune, Amsegula, Boikala, Boikala, Yalalai, Yalalai, Lechadoti, Yalalai, Likrat Kala, Yalalai, B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat, Neka. One more, Yalalai, Lechadoti, Yalalai, Likrat Kala, Yalalai, B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat, Neka B'ela.
I invite you to turn to your neighbors, greet one another, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everyone on Zoom and YouTube.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. One of our members has just come back from New Zealand. It's very exciting, very exciting.
It's like a different world. It's like stepping to a completely different place.
Yep.
As far as you can go.
All right, we'll come back together now. We continue on page 26 for Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkada v'yitkada shmei rabba Ve'am ha'divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei V'chayechon uv'yomechon Uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael Bagala bagala Uv'izman karim v'himeru Amen Yehei shmei rabba mevorach Le'olam alal ne'amaya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitbar V'yitroma V'yitnaseh V'yithada V'yithalel V'yithalal Shmei D'Kudesha B'richu Le'lam Mimchol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Ta'amiram V'alma Yimeru
Amen.
Yada dai dai dai,
Yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai dai,
yada dai dai dai,
yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai dai.
Am I awake? Am I awake? Am I prepared?
Am I prepared?
Are you listening? To my prayers?
To my prayer.
Can you hear my voice? Can you understand?
Can you understand?
Am I awake?
Am I awake? Am I prepared?
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Vaed
Le'olam Vaed
Le'olam Vaed Yadai dai dai Yadai dai dai Yadai dai dai Yadai dai dai Yadai
Try that. Shema, to hear. Hear each other. Shh. One more. Shh. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam
You may be seated as we lift our eyes to the screen.
We began by hearing Shema. And I know we traditionally do not break these two texts apart, Shema ve'ahavta. But it is one text. It lives as one piece. So I'm breaking with tradition if you'll allow me a little bit of leeway tonight. And as we see these two texts as one piece, we are heard, we are seen, and then we're reminded of all the things that we need to do in order to have this relationship. And I don't think this is about a relationship with anything other than ourselves. Because how can you have a relationship if you're not present with all the things that you need? And then we ask to give up a lot of ourselves to teach and be a part of something bigger. And we're taught to bind these words to ourselves. We're taught to live these words, to teach them to everyone we can. Because above all things, the Torah is the thing that guides us. But we can't do that without hearing first. And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember, and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God. We're going to take a slight departure. If you'd like to find these words, they are above us. They are also on page 343, if you would like. Ozi, Zimraya, Vayehili, Yeshua. Ozi, Zimraya, Vayehili, Yeshua. Second more, Ozi, Ozi, Zimraya, Vayehili, Yeshua. Ozi, Zimraya, Vayehili, Yeshua. Ozi. I find when I'm in a melody like this, I look up to the things Vayehili that are above me. Yeshua. The things I cannot touch. Ozi. The things that draw me in. Zimraya. Vayehili. Yeshua. The things I don't know. Ozi. Zimraya. Vayehili. Yeshua. Ozi, Zimraya, Vayehili, Yeshua. As we continue on page 42 with our words of Hashkivenu, I want to circle back for just 1 second. Thinking on the message, on the key, on the center, on the text that we hold on to as the center point for ourselves. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. A beautiful text. When you break it down, it's very poetic. There's a lot of things in it that are hard to translate. And we try our best, and we come up with good translations, but Hebrew just is this incredibly fascinating language. I had the honor of studying in college. It was one of the coolest things to go in and start breaking down all of the different things that make something possible in a translation. But when it comes down to the most important thing, I find the most important thing is hear it. Because in this moment, we are driven. We are driven to find the key. And then we got about 1,000 years of tradition. About 1,000 years of just like all sorts of things to unpack, to understand. We lose the temple multiple times in this period. We are brought into different lands. We become strangers. We become friends. We become enemies. We have all these things that happen over that 1,000 years. And then we get to this period in Rabbinic Judaism where we have all these amazing writings that become what we have in front of us. All of the texts that we write down, that we pass from generation to generation that are not a part of the Torah. And we are about to step into one of those pieces. Yes, some of the words within it come from the Torah. There are many quotations. If you want to study the quotations and the cross-references in the Bible, you could be there for a couple thousand years. It's a lot of stuff to read. There's a lot of things to understand. But we are confronted with the question, the biggest question, that is, what happens when I'm not present? when I go to sleep at night, before we spent all this time understanding the neurological pathways that are so interesting. If you want to talk about gray matter, happy to talk about it after services. I'd love to talk about beta waves and gray matter anytime. Let's go for it. But we have a question: what happens? What is it that makes us safe and present throughout the night? There's been many melodies that have come into this. I immediately said throughout the night. In my head, I hear, keep us safe throughout the night.
Camp favorite.
Camp favorite. But what I find at the center of all of this is that big question. What is it that we are present for? And in this point in our service, we have just spent a whole lot of time talking about God's love. We have just spent a lot of time unpacking what it is to get ready for Shabbat. But now it is time to get to the meat. But right before we jump into that, there was a very intelligent choice, I think, very intelligent choice, to place something that comes from our nighttime tradition and bring it into this service. And traditionally, I'm saying traditionally, it's only a couple hundred years old at most, we have Hashkivenu. We are confronted with the big question. What happens when we step away and have to confront for ourselves what it means to give up control? But think about it. We just spent a moment saying, hear, listen, take that call. And now we take a step away and we remember, even if you're listening, even if you're present, sometimes there's things that are beyond us. These are the moments where we grow. These are the moments that we find ourselves. And as a community, we come together, hoping for our safety. We find a combination of words above us. If you would like to continue with the text in front of you, you'll find that on page 42. And I'm going to remember which melody we decided. We're doing the Nichols melody, that's right. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu, spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. L'chaim, one more time. I would like to thank you, because that was not a very clean guitar part, I'm going to be honest right there, for letting me do some homework in front of you. Thank you for joining me for a little bit of homework. We continue moving forward with our service. A melody that we heard for a moment as we were getting settled. Did you do your homework? na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. We're gonna sing that one more time. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
When you're ready, we're going to invite you to rise for Amidah. That word means standing. Whether we're standing at attention with our focus or standing with our bodies or both, the words you'll need in just a moment are on page 46. And then we'll continue silently with our own private Amidah. That opportunity to find inspiration from the prayer book, to offer up our own prayers this Shabbat, to find our own meditative space while still in community. And after we sing on page 46 and continue on our own, when you have concluded your own prayers, you are welcome to be seated. And we'll pray for peace on page 60. So when you're ready, 46.
Na 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 na. Sing that on and on one more time. Na 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 na. Adonai Sifatai, Adonai Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. continue on page 60. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki hatzahu melech adon L'chol hashalom, ki atzahu melech adon. L'chol hashalom, shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'neinecha nevarech et samcha Yisrael v'chol het u'v'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. One more time. Tasim Leolam.
Amen, we say to these prayers of peace. And now we turn for a moment in our service to those in need of healing of mind or body or spirit. On the screen are names of those in our community who are in need of healing. And I want to invite you now to share any names with our community of anyone in need of healing. We'll start. We keep in mind these names as well as any others who may be on our hearts this evening, this Shabbat, and turn to the words of Mishaberach. They're on page 253.
Mishaberach Avoteinu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Full recovery in whatever way possible for all those on our minds and in our hearts. And together we say, Amen. What a beautiful service this evening to get to pause, slow down, and listen a little bit more. It's that ethos of listening that I like to bring to our weekly Torah portion, to listen to the words, to hear what calls out, to hear what calls out and speaks to me in the Torah portion. So I'll share a little bit of what jumps out this evening. Okay, these microphones are a little big for my face, but when you cook dinner, and I'm not even talking about a big Passover Seder, although I think that's on a lot of our minds. Even when you're making an easy dinner, like my family did tonight, takeout, there's the preparation, the cooking or the something, and then there's the cleanup. Sometimes the cleanup is even more involved than the meal itself. But it's the cleanup which makes the next meal possible. Cleaning, maintaining whatever kitchen equipment you like to use, all of this creates the opportunity for the next meal. So continuing in our themes in the book of Leviticus, which we began last week, sacrifices, I'll give you a hint. This week we read more about animal sacrifices that were offered in the temple. Sacrifices defined Jewish practice and observance. I don't think it's a stretch to say that the idea of sacrifices are kind of completely inaccessible to us today in some ways. It doesn't really offer us a spiritual understanding or a connection to our Jewish values to read over and over again about these sacrifices. But we have to imagine that in the time of their writing, or in the hopeful time of their writing, that they were instructions for Jewish living. Previously, last week, we heard about the sacrifices that one should bring for the appropriate thing for which you were atoning. This week, Parshat Tzav focuses a little bit more on the priestly leaders, the leaders who work in the temple, managing the sacrificial process. The text of the Torah delineates what portion of the sacrifices the priests may eat, something that came up in our adult education class this week, and how the priests maintain the altar fire, which parts of the sacrifices are burned and which are discarded. I think that we could imagine these opening chapters of Leviticus as sort of equivalent to reading about the instructions for Jewish life in 2024, if we were to rewrite it in our own terms. If we were rewriting those guidelines, last week's Parsha might have included the reasons why and the times when one might attend synagogue. This week, the 2024 version of our text might tell us what the synagogue lay leaders, volunteers, and clergy and staff need to do to keep a synagogue running. Synagogues should have study groups, schools for educating their kids, for people of all ages, prayer services, life cycles to celebrate Jewish people coming of age. Maybe these are the modern day equivalents of what the text in Leviticus is trying to tell people of a different time. Parshat Tzav means command or instruct. It's connected to the word for mitzvah, refers to the instructions that Moses must give Aaron for what the priests have to perform in the temple. A colleague that I was reading some of his writing, Rabbi Benjamin Spratt, highlighted an interesting verse early in this week's Parsha. The verse is Leviticus 6:4. It says, "He, the priest, shall then take off his vestments," or really it just says his clothing, "and put on other clothing, lesser clothing, and carry the ashes from the altar outside the camp to a pure place." Who cleans up the sacrificial mess? It's the priests. Our Torah is no stranger to servants or slaves who support the shepherds or do other unwanted tasks. But when it comes to clearing out the ashes of these burnt offerings that we've read chapter after chapter, the Torah says that the high priest is responsible. Our cookbooks typically don't tell us what to do with the chicken fat that dripped into the bottom of the roasting pan, or where exactly we should dispose of the vegetable stems after we've trimmed them. And our cookbooks certainly don't say that it's the responsibility of the head chef to discard of all of these unused asparagus stems. But the Torah text seems to be making a point that the cleanup matters. There's something holy and important in setting up for a new day, and that we treat and honor the unused bits of our sacrifices, the ashes, just as we mark the sacrifice itself as holy. Not only is cleanup important, but that the high priest should actually take time to perform this task. What might we learn from this idea that no task is too small? Here at Beth Chaim, we're lucky that Sadie leads such a wonderful team that helps keep our building physically clean. But our community leaders here know intimately that no task is too small. This verse about moving the ashes of our sacrifices to somewhere pure also reminds me of another unrelated mitzvah. It reminds me that when we bury a loved one, our final act of burial is placing earth on the grave. Participating in this physical act of burial brings honor to a loved one's life and finds this physical way to mark a transition, much like removing the ash from the altar. It's a humbling act to bury our loved ones, just like it is a humbling act for the priest to take off his temple garments, put on some dirty clothes, and take the ashes out of the camp. During tonight's service, we've tried to slow down, take some deeper breaths, notice these smaller moments. In our daily lives, cooking, maintaining our homes, straightening after a guest comes over, in doing all of these tasks, may we remember that no task is too small. May we find the meditative value and the wholeness that comes from clearing out those ashes, however that looks for us. May we find a restful and peaceful Shabbat. We now turn to our closing prayers of our service. The Aleinu, I invite you to rise in body or spirit, and I want to invite Josh Elkis and Alana Berlinger to the Ark to help us open the Ark for the words of Aleinu.
We find ourselves on page 282.
At the top.
The first one. There's options. We're doing the first one. Mm-hmm. Just give it some majesty.
And you can open it now. Slide the door open.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol,
Lasheit gedula liotzer breshit, shehu noteh shamayim v'yoser haaretz, umoshav yikaro b'shamayim imal, u'shchinatu zo b'govei meromim, u'Eloheinu einot, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. 287. Ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, L'melech al kol haaretz, Vayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo,
You may be seated.
The Torah relates that after the sudden death of two sons, Aaron was silent. The moment is shocking and also profound. Aaron was the spokesperson, the one whose words flowed. It was Moses who had difficulty with words. But in the immediacy of loss, sometimes the most authentic, appropriate response is silence, not because we cannot find the right words, but because there are no right words to find. In its raw honesty and refusal to paper over pain and confusion, this silence can be comforting. We hope that we have found some comfort in silence this evening. We now turn to our morning prayers, the words of our Kaddish. I'll share the names of those who have passed in recent days and weeks, and those for whom we are observing a Yortzeit. If I call your loved one's name, I invite you to rise in your place. Our congregant, the father of our congregant who passed this week, Ronald Rohan, the father of Ian Rowan. For the ones we are observing in the period of Shiva, our congregant, Stephen Copland. And in the period of Shloshim, Therese McMahon, the mother of Keith McMahon. Joan Druckman, wife of Richard Druckman. Louis Stein, father of Ellen Kalman. And this week we observe the following Yortzeits: Leon Altfeld, Maurice Berman, Ed Bershad, Sylvia Boschak, John Bregstein, Suzanne Cantor, Murray Charney, Eileen Davidson, Esther Glassgall, Anita Hammond, Miriam Harris, Sheldon Kaplan, Sydney Kempler, Lester Coleman, Tessie Nagler, Jennifer Lynn Pruden, Samuel Reese, Lillian Rosenauer, Ruth Sadowski, Sylvia Scher, Helen Trink, Leona Watov, Aaron Wald, and Michael Zimmer. We invite our community to rise as one for the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitzgadal v'yitzgadash shemei Rabbah
Amen.
v'alma di verachirute v'amlich malchute v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu leila min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. We say zichronam livracha. We pray that their memories are a blessing in our lives. You may be seated. Invite Drew to share our closing announcements.
I'm not. Okay. It's been wonderful.
Perfect.
That was two.
Thank I
Overachieving.
take direction now. Her or me? Oh, all right. It's been wonderful to be together tonight for Shabbat. Thank you to Leo Hankin for your wonderful music tonight. We're so glad that you could be here with us again. We hope the opportunity to spiritually connect, learn, and meditate with your Beth Chaim community was meaningful to you. I'm Drew Staffenberg, and I'm here tonight representing your board of directors. After our closing benediction, please follow Leo and the clergy and me to the rear of the sanctuary for Kiddush and Motzi. Following these blessings, there will be a Onik Shabbat in the social hall. Torah study tomorrow morning is at 8:45 in person with bagels and on Zoom. Our building will be closed on Sunday. We wish everyone a beautiful day spent with family and friends. Keep checking your Beth Chaim website and emails for information about all of our programs and so much more. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And just as we're moving into our transition, thank you. This is such a wonderful place to be. I'm grateful. This is my third time with your community. Kenner Goldstein is an old friend of mine, and I am so happy to replace them. I'll be taking over. No, just kidding. When they said they were off for vacation, I said I will cover you. Let's have some fun and change it up a little bit. So I'm very grateful to you, Toda Rabah, for coming along this journey.
Page 331, going back to one of those songs we began with, closing the loop, coming full circle, and then we'll have the opportunity to bless one another.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Just our voices one more time. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
We'll rise one last time. If you feel so moved to connect with your neighbor in a way that's meaningful to you, let us bless one another.
This melody will be a little different from our standard. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'kunecha.
May God's light shine upon each and every one of us, and may God always show us grace.
Ki hisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom.
May God's presence and light shine toward us, and may we and may all of our communities experience peace.
Shalom, shalom, ve'asem lecha shalom, ve'asem lecha shalom. Try that again with me. Shalom, shalom, ve'asem lecha shalom, ve'asem lecha shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yalai, 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 yalai,